Hello everyone and welcome back to Inside Line Racing once again, and specifically to ILRGT Tier 1 Round 3 here at the Red Bull Ring. We've got some wonderful Super Formula cars for you today, and we're going to be seeing if Jamie can be knocked off of that top step. He took the win last time out in our top list. Let's see if anybody can challenge him today. So, we have, I believe, about 12 drivers. It's me is going backwards into the gravel. You'd love to see it. We have Matt, J-Luke, Fred Panda, Lambo, Blizzard, Jamie, Breaking Clays, Mr. Costa, Phil Taylor, of course, Pole Man from last time out, and H Racing Green. So, let's see who can topple this man from the top step, taking 2 wins in a row so far. And we're going up to round 3 here today. Let's see if anybody can challenge him. So let's see. Currently about 8 tenths of a second off the fast time set by H Racing Green. Currently about 9 minutes to go in this session. Let's see if Jamie crosses the line. He goes to third fast, 6 tenths per second behind H Racing Green, but that was a really good lap from H Racing Green. It looks at 4 hundredths of a second clear of Phil Taylor. Costa 7 tenths per second behind, so the lap times are going to be close. Top 6 separated by 1 second. Blizzard coming through the last 2 corners here. Let's see if he can improve. He is on a personal best. Let's see what he can do as he comes across the line. With that lap, he goes to third, so he slots in behind Phil Taylor. So could be it's a little bit of a shake-up here. Oh, Blizzard in the wall there. But anybody else will be missing? It's me on a personal best in the second sector there. See if he improves the blank livery on that car, the bog standard livery. Let's see what he can pull out of his hat today. Goes wide at the last corner. That's probably going to be an invalidation. But he comes across the line and he improves to 9th fastest. Meanwhile, Phil Taylor has moved to provisional pole position in the Rossi Verde car. H Racing Green P2. Jamie now slots himself into 3rd place. Blizzard P4. Breaking Clays P5. Costa 6th. Lambo 7th. Fred Panda 8th. J-Luke in 9th. It's me P10 and Matt down in last place currently. He should be able to improve his fast lap currently 1:11.9, a tenth of a second ahead of H Racing Green, who is about 3 tenths of a second clear of Jamie behind. Getting a wonderful view of the Lazarus car there as it runs down the hill into the second sector here. Tricky sequence here, especially these cars. Don't have as much downforce as the F1 cars, of course, but they are still monstrous things. We get a bit of a drone camera that comes through the double left, and just towards sector 3 now. It's been sector 3 split before he heads to the last 2 corners, which are both downhill. You got to be committed through those 2 corners in order to get yourself a good lap around this track. Now, H Racing Green, purple in the middle sector. So he's done the best middle sector of anybody, that's what the purple means. But I think he is still a tenth of a second down on his bet. Let's see if H Racing Green can topple Phil Taylor from the top step. He needs a tenth of a second here. Through the last corner. 5 minutes to go in the session. Here comes H Racing Green. Can he go top? No, he can't. He lost time somewhere on that lap. Phil Taylor then, once again, pole currently. Jamie on his way out once again. Blizzard P4. Breaking Clays P5. There's going to be a car possibly going around there. Costa P6. Lambo P7. He's currently on his way into the pits by the looks of things. Not sure where his car is. It seems to have disappeared. Matt on a personal best. 5 minutes to go in the session. Confirmation there. So it's currently Phil Taylor on pole position once again. He's took pole position last time out. Can he do 2 in a row here? Jamie, of course, qualified in P2, jumped Phil Taylor off of the line and held that lead for the entire race duration. Not the best races last time out in the top list, but maybe we can get some better action around the Red Bull Ring. So H Racing Green about to finish a lap here. How is he getting on? He's into the pit lane. wonderful sound of comes through. Phil Taylor with Braken Clays getting the tow behind him. Let's see if that'll improve his lap, maybe. 10th of a second down. I think I just saw Phil Taylor go even quicker. I think he said a purple first sector, 2 Rossi cars together on their quali laps. This is, of course, tactical. We do see this from time to time. So Braken Clay is trying to get as much time as possible by following his teammates' lines. Even if they could get a 1-2 on the grid, that would really help. So here they come towards sector 2. Phil Taylor's a 10th of a second, or 6/10 of a second down. Braken Clays, I'm not too sure. Blizzard on a personal best improves to 3rd. And 2/10 of a second away from pole, so not bad at all. Jamie's nearly half a second down on pole position. And let's see here. Here comes Phil Taylor across the line. Braken Clays does not improve. 3/10 of a second down in his best. Let's see if they can do maybe a little bit better here. Costa on his outlap. What about Blizzard? Purple first sector for Blizzard. So can he snatch pole position here? On the way into sector 2. H-Racing Green, that was Jamie into P2, 400th of a second off a pole. Almost identical to last week. But Blizzard going quickly. Purple middle sector for Blizzard. This is a pole lap we're witnessing. Well, actually, he's gone personal best, but he is improving by 3/10 of a second. That will be enough for pole position. Let's see as Blizzard comes through the last 2 corners. Can he put his car on pole position here at the Red Bull Ring? Through the final corner. Committed as always. Can Blizzard do it here? He comes across the line. And he does by 100th of a second. He goes purple in the last sector. Blizzard pole, Phil Taylor P2. And the top 3 are separated by 0.5 of a second. That's what we love to see. Phil Taylor come to the line now. He looks like he's on a good lap here. He comes across the line. He goes pole by 3/10. Brilliant job by Phil Taylor. 1:11.5. These guys have got to respond. They have got to respond. What about Jamie? What does he do? Through the last 2 corners then. Committed. 2 minutes left of the session. Can Jamie do anything? He looks like he's back down his level. H-Racing Green. He goes to 2nd. So H-Racing Green goes to 2nd. He improves, but still 3/10 in drift of Phil Taylor. So currently, Jamie all the way down in P4. Top 3, Phil Taylor, H-Racing Green, Blizzard, and Jamie. And you can see H-Racing Green getting the tow off of Jamie. He's following him around now. Jamie moves out of the way. How about the guys behind? Braken Clays following Matt around. Costa just off the road there. But Bredma, he is on a personal best lap. He can improve his position. Very quick laps around here, 1:11s. Of course, here comes Red Matt now in the Vauxhall car. What can he do? Can he improve to 1.7 off a pole? He should improve to maybe about 6th position here if he gets the lap all hooked up. He goes to 7th fastest there. And what about the top guys here? We have really close gaps between 1, 2, and 3. Jamie's only... Whoa! Big moment for Jamie! As he comes through the last corner, that's going to compromise his run. And I think the session is going to be ending here. It is going to be ending, so Phil Taylor is on pole for the 2nd time in a row. H-Racing Green, Blizzard, and Jamie all down in 4th place. This could make for an interesting race here. Tier 1 of the ILRGT Super Formula League. Here we go. Quick rundown of your grid. On the right hand side is Phil Taylor, H-Racing Green P2, Blizzard P3, Jamie 4th, Braken Clays P5, Lambo 6th, Matt 7th, Costa 8th, Fred Panda 9th, J Luke 10th, and it's me down in last position. But we're getting ready to go for round 3 of the ILRGT Super Formula League. Can we have a different winner today? Getting ready to go. And away we go. Phil Taylor gets it away well. H Racing Green bogs down off the line. He gets a terrible start. Blizzard's up to second place. They're 3 wide. In towards turn 1. Blizzard on the outside. Jamie on the inside into turn 1. Looks like they're going to get the jump on them. Potentially there's a contact in the background. Jamie that back down to 4th place now. They all sort themselves out and run up towards turn number 3. Phil Taylor leads. Blizzard second. Jamie now third. Looking on the inside as they run up towards turn 3. Blizzard looking for the lead. He's got past into the lead. Blizzard leads. Jamie's on the inside. He's gone through. Jamie somehow comes through to take the lead. Phil Taylor second. Brendan Clay's P3. Lambo fourth. Blizzard fifth now. H Racing Green had an absolute disaster down to 6th place. Phil Taylor now battling ahead for the race lead. Around the outside. Lambo's up to 3rd place. What a great job from Lambo. On the outside they make contact on the way through there. Sort themselves out. Jamie and Phil Taylor together now. Lambo's up to 3rd place. Brilliant start from the VSR, man. Absolutely brilliant. Blizzard P4, Breaking Clays P5. H Racing Green down to 6th. We're fighting with Fred Panda, Costa. It's me, J-Luke and Red Matt down in last position. But crazy, crazy opening to this race. And Jamie has somehow got through from 4th to lead this race. So quick rundown after lap 1. Jamie, Phil Taylor, Lambo, Blizzard, Breaking Clays, H Racing Green, Fred Panda, Costa, It's Me, J-Luke and Red Matt all still together as they run down towards turn number 1. So Jamie now has got to build the gap, but we know now he is potentially not the quickest around this track. So can anybody put up a fight to him? Let's keep an eye on the battle in the background between Blizzard, Breaking Clays going for the move up towards turn 3 on the inside line. Can he get it stopped? Contact made between the 3 of them. H Racing Green somehow got himself involved there. And H Racing Green coming through there to take 4th. He's come to take 4th. Blizzard 5th. Breaking Clays on 6th. And Costa getting himself involved now. It's running towards turn 2. H Racing Green now defending from Blizzard. Blizzard up the inside. Can he get it stopped? Yes, he can. Now Breaking Clays trying to have a little look at the inside of wheel banging as they run through. H Racing Green still holds on to that. Breaking Clays now on the outside as they run up towards the double left-hander. Costa's made his way past Fred Panda. Now he's looking to get past Breaking Clays here. So H Racing Green with the fastest middle sector. Of course, that always is going to happen now. Costa looking dangerous. Down towards the last 2 corners. Breaking Clays now looking up the inside. H Racing Green. So a little train forming here. 35 laps of this, of course. You can just see the top guys up ahead. Half a 10th second penalty for Breaking Clays. He's going to have to slow down. And most likely going to have to let Costa come through. H Racing Green has made a mistake through turn 1. Costa following. In the background we've had this big old train from Fred Panda, It's Me, Red Matt. Now Red Matt is going to think about a move to the inside. Yes, he is, up the inside of It's Me. Can he get it stopped? Yes, he can. Backfiring as they come through P3, and Red Matt takes a P9 away from It's Me. Simple move in the end. Keep an eye now. Top 3, how are they getting on? Jamie, 7/10 of a second clear of Phil Taylor, but he is clear and in the lead. Lambo P3, and now they're falling into the clutches of the train behind. Lambo, Blizzard, H Racing Green, Breaking Clays, Costa all together. So Lambo is going to be vulnerable very shortly. Blizzard setting purple and middle sectors there. Now let's see what he can do. There's a clear division in the field. Top 2 are away. We have the midfield battle and then the battle for the back. Blizzard now on the outside. You can just see the top 2 quite close together up front. Fastest lap goes to Phil Taylor on 12.2. Gap in front is only half a second. That could get interesting very shortly. But let's keep an eye on Blizzard making the move for 3rd place around the outside of Lambo towards turn 3. And he's already got it done even before the corner. So he is through to P3. And let's see if he can now put the chase on and catch the guys up ahead. Now what about H Racing Green? Does he try to make the move on Lambo? Just see in the background Matt, It's Me and Fred Panda battling it out. H Racing Green has to think about a move to the inside. Not going to be able to get it done. Gap in front has opened to a second. Jamie somehow avoiding all the carnage and comes through and is now leading once again. Just stayed out of it, kept his nose clean. Blizzard now 3rd. Can he catch these guys? We know he had great pace last week. Now, H Racing Green under pressure from Breaking Clays. Now, can he hold off the charge from the Rossa Verde car? field now, settling down a little bit, settling into the rhythm. We're 5 laps in, 30 laps to go, and of course we have pit stops to come and all. Gap up front, Phil Taylor and Jamie, familiar sight. Blizzard is catching a tiny little bit. Lambo and Hedge Racing Green. Here comes Hedge Racing Green now trying to make the move on Lambo. He moves to the inside line for turn 4. And he should be able to get that move on the inside. He's going to be able to stop it before. And I think he is going to be able to go through. Lambo falls to P5. Hedge Racing Green P4 once again. So now Lambo's got to watch his mirrors for Brake and Clays, who's coming through. Now, Red Matt and It's Me together. Fred Panda and J Luke here. Costa's dropped to the back. Whatever's happened to him there, J Luke having a little look on Fred Panda. Trying to have a look over the last 2 corners. Going to be brave if he does it there. In the ILRT car. Not going to be able to do anything there. Keep an eye on your top 2 now. The gap has closed to 0.6 of a second. Phil definitely wants a race win. And just dethrone Jamie. H Racing Green says the fastest lap of the race as he tries to catch Blizzard behind. So H Racing Green looking to having good pace in the clean air. So this is the battle we need to keep an eye on. Phil Taylor versus Jamie. Let's see what he can do. Can he make the move, or will we see a great battle between these two? Just see Blizzard in the background. He's going to have H Racing Green. He almost does have H Racing Green for company, 8 tenths of a second behind him. So H Racing Green's going to be hounding the back of him very shortly. We're going to keep an eye on this as Phil Taylor tries his best to close in on Jamie. 8 tenths of a second the gap. No DRS in these Super Formula cars, of course. Just ERS to use. Overtake button. They rise up the hill. Jamie looks like he's holding on very nicely there. So we might pop back for a little while. Blizzard has a 1 second penalty. Lambo 3 tenths of a second. Braden Clays 5 tenths of a second. Red Matt 6 tenths of a second. They all got slowdown penalties. J Luke has passed Fred Panda, and Costa just going around at the back of the field. And you can see Jamie out in the lead. Phil following him. H Racing Green. And I believe, I don't know what, I didn't see what happened, but he has passed Blizzard. And just in the background, Breaking Clays and Lambo together now. So H Racing Green has got past Blizzard. He is now 3rd. He is 3.5 seconds behind Phil Taylor, as these guys exchange lap times up front. Gap now 1.1 seconds. So Jamie managing the gap up front, as he is always doing. Now close battle on track for Lambo and Breaking Clays. Here he comes. Breaking Clays lining up the move towards turn 3. On the outside line, can he get in front before the corner? Using the ERS. Lambo, is he going to think about a move back up the inside? Yes, he does. Launches it back up the inside. And should be able to get it stopped. He does. Breaking Clays still there on the outside. Might use a little bit of overtake here to get past. Lambo blocks the inside line. Breaking Clays finds some room. He's on the inside now. He's going to have to outbrake Lambo into this corner. Lambo holds on as best he can, but Breaking Clays finally goes through to P5. And back in the background you have Matt and It's Me fighting it out for 7th place. Now, in front the gap kind of just stabilising around 9 tenths to 1.2 seconds. H Racing Green. He's closing in a little bit. He is definitely closing in. He's lapping around the same pace as the leaders. Now is Lambo potentially going to have a think about coming back at Breaking Clays? We'll think about it here. Maybe up the back straight here. Braking Clays goes wide. Lambo up towards turn 3. Will he have a think about going for it on the brakes? Don't think he's going to be able to do it from that far back, no. One little nudge in the back. Loses the back end. And there's It's Me past Red Matt. A mistake from Matt there, I think, and It's Me goes through to 7th place. Now, we're definitely going to be seeing some stops very shortly, I'd reckon. Just get an idea, and my suspicions are correct. The fuel getting quite low. And Phil Taylor comes in right on cue. So he's trying to get the undercut on our race leader. Let's just keep an eye on the stop. So on the super soft tyres, going to be going on to the super soft H Racing Green in as well. Let's keep an eye on how the crew do. In he comes, Rasta Verde. New tyres. They'll have a fill of fuel. Keep an eye. He should be on his way out very shortly. He's going for maybe a half a tank of fuel. Out he comes. 3/4 full. And Phil Taylor rejoins in P7. Everybody else behind is also pitted. Vauxhall crew going to work there. Rasta Verde also with a double stack. And Braking Plays It's Me has also come in too. So Jamie is going to have to respond, and he's responding with personal bests in the middle sector. So he is pushing on this in lap. We're definitely going to be seeing him in, I'm sure. He should peel into the pit lane now, and he does. So the Lazarus crew are going to be waiting for him. The number 1 on his car. And the very brightly coloured pink crew ready for him. Blizzard in. Lambo, is he going to come in? He will. J-Luke should be coming in shortly as well. Lambo as well. Jamie in. From the race lead. On go the new boots. We're going to be keeping an eye on him and where he comes out relative to Phil Taylor. Phil Taylor coming round to come through the last corner. And Jamie should be on his way out now. There's Costa, Phil Taylor coming down. And Jamie is quite a ways out in front. He's gained massively in the stops. He's gained about 4 seconds in the stops alone, has Jamie. That's incredible. So whatever went wrong there, Jamie makes his way past Costa immediately. But Jamie with a 4-second gain in the stops. Unbelievable. Jamie now needs to push. J-Luke in the lead of this race now, by the way. He will be pitting. Jamie will retake this race lead. Costa will be in this lap too. And Braking Clays and Lambo, they've emerged in a battle of their own here. Braking Clays, Lambo and Blizzard. These guys have all pitted. And this is the battle for what is essentially 4th place. So, but after all that, H Racing Green has emerged P3. Braking Clays will be fighting for P4 along with Lambo and Blizzard. So, you can see the gap. The gap before they went into the pit lane was about 1.3 seconds. It's now 3.7 to the leaders, and H Racing Green is way closer to P2 than he was last time. He's 1.2 behind Phil Taylor. So H Racing Green, a potential P2 on for him here. This could be interesting. Braking Clays and Lambo fighting it out here for P4. That gap spreading out a little bit now. After the stops, It's Me's P7, J-Luke P8, Fred Panda P9, Costa P10. And Red Matt looks like he's had a problem somewhere. Costa is there. So everything has spread out after the stops. Phil Taylor's been the big loser in that one. Jamie just pushed like hell on the in-lap personal best, and now is 3.2 seconds in the lead of this race. Adrian Green is about 1.4 behind Phil Taylor for P2, and this battle for P4 rages on. Breaking Clays, Lambo and Blizzard. It's me kind of on his own there. J-Luke also on his own. So this is the closest battle we have on track right now. Got a good view of the VSR livery there. A lovely looking car. Personal best for Lambo as he closes in on Breaking Clays. He is quite close to Breaking Clays this time. He is using his overtake, as you can see, bottom right corner, to try and get himself closed up a little bit. Goes late on the brakes, not able to close up. Blizzard hanging back. Breaking Clay's gone wide. Lambo's going to go through for P4 and does do so. So a mistake was all it took. Through goes Lambo to P4. And what about Phil Taylor and Jamie? 3.2 is the gap. Sure, I think my suspicions are it's probably going to stay like that for the rest of the race. Breaking Clays and Blizzard now together. Blizzard almost hitting Breaking Clays in the back. Blizzard now going to come through on the inside using his overtake towards turn 1. Should be able to get on the brakes, and does. Breaking Clays with the cutback though. The runner towards turn 3. Fair play to him. Blizzard with the squeeze. And Breaking Clays goes back through. Blizzard's not going to have any of that though. Uses a bit of overtake to try and get up the inside. No room. Now going to try and outbrake him on the outside. Cut back line from Blizzard. No! Loses the back end. And Blizzard will have to stay back for a little while. He might have a little go into turn number 4 here. He comes towards the inside. Dumbest to the inside. Blizzard down the inside of Breaking Clays once again. Breaking Clays goes sideways. And Blizzard gets through. Eventually. But I don't think it's quite over yet. Breaking Clays looks like he wants to get straight back past him. And all this is allowing Callum in the background to close in. And Phil Taylor with a 0.5 second penalty. As he pulled a 1/10 of a second out of Jamie that lap. Jamie is once again in command of this race. And this is a man that just seems completely unbeatable. Personal best. And continues to control this race. Adrian Green still keeping Phil Taylor on. That's 1.2 seconds the gap after Phil Taylor took his penalty there. Beautiful sound of the backfire off of these cars. And Blizzard is going to be closing in on Lambo. It's Me's lurking in the background too. As we're coming up towards the halfway point of this race. Adrian Green still holds the fastest lap of this race with a 1:11.8. And the gap now 4 seconds between Phil and Jamie. You can see that was the lap he took his penalty on, because that's so you can see the gaps. 1:12.4, 1:13.4. Oh, Phil Taylor with a big moment through turn 1. Adrian Green now the 0.5 second penalty. Blizzard P5, Breaking Clays P6, Jalen P7. And yeah, I was wondering what happened. Looks like Callum has retired from this race. He comes to first retirement. Only 10 drivers left running. As you do not forget, we do have Tier 2 also going on at the same time as this. So do check that out. Jamie once again out in the lead, 3.9 to 4 seconds is the gap. And now we get a break in the action here at the Red Bull Ring. Matt 44, well, he's about 8 seconds behind Costa. These guys really there in the middle of nowhere. So we reach the halfway point of this race. And the gap now 5 seconds. Let's keep an eye on the fuel counter as well, because we will see a second stop. Jamie, once again, personal best in the first sector. If you are unfamiliar, green, whenever the time switch shows up, means that that's the fastest that they themselves have done. So it's their personal best. If you see purple, it's the fastest of the session of anybody. So if you see purple, it means they're going very quickly. If you see green, it means they're improving on their own lap time. And Jamie just looks relaxed, calm, collected, and in control of this race. Even though he qualified P4, he took the lead somehow in turn 3 after avoiding all the carnage, and has once again led every single lap of this race so far. Taylor P2, Idris and Green P3, on for a good result. Lambo and Blizzard together now. So Blizzard has caught Lambo, and this could be a battle. As you can see, Lambo with a half-second penalty. Blizzard is going to go for it into turn 1. He's close enough to do it. He moves to the inside, up the inside of his VSR teammate, or VSR counterpart, should I say. Lambo comes back, and a big wiggle from him, and Lambo goes back through again. Now, does Blizzard have another go? He'll probably have a little dummy to the inside line. He looks for it. He goes to the inside. Lambo squeezes him to the inside. Blizzard on the brakes now. Goes through. Lambo will try and get the cutback line. Blizzard spins it. And that's going to be him around. Bracken Clay's going to take P5. Blizzard just lost it on the power, got too early on the power, and couldn't get past. Lambo remains P4, and Bracken Clay's inherits P5. So, up front the gap is widening. Just see what Jamie's lap is this time. 112.817 compared to Phil's lap is going to be a 113.4. So Jamie's lap was stopping a half a second quicker per lap over Phil in the clean air. Tracy Green at 113.6. These guys behind are not really anywhere near. Joshua, Jay Luke might be able to close into Blizzard if he keeps making mistakes. And they have about 15 laps to go next time by. And we are going to be seeing some more pit stops very shortly. Matt, of course, as also just knows, has also retired controller issues apparently. So that leaves 9 runners left in this race. I reckon we're going to be seeing some stops in the next, definitely within the next 5 to 6 laps. As the drivers push on, 112.7. Let's see what Phil Taylor does this time. It's going to be a 113, 113.2. But it's still a half a second. I say really expect a lot of action this race. Rather disappointed. Decent action in the first opening half, but it's really nothing has been going on since. And I am quite surprised. Simply because of the nature of the track, should give it lend itself to some action, but it really hasn't shown that. Just looks like the GT cars are just better suited to action. Bracken Clays loses the back end, as I say that. Here we go. Blizzard versus Bracken Clays. Blizzard moving to the outside for turn 3. Should be able to get past Bracken Clays. Not going to give up the position too easily though. Blizzard trying to get the cutback on the way through. Bracken Clays defends that nicely. And now you see Blizzard using his overtake to try and make the move on Bracken Clays here. Using a lot of overtake to the inside of turn 4. Gets it stopped. Stays ahead. Jay looks lurking in the background. And he, well, as I say that, he goes into the gravel. But I really did expect a lot more action out of the Super Formula cars, but I don't think you can really match the action that GT cars give. Super performers just don't seem to provide that sort of madness. 7.4 seconds now the gap. Jamie is lapping incredibly consistently. As you can see, a 112.9, 112.8, 112.7, 112.8. Has not dropped out of the 112s. Only once on lap 16, but he has been lapping consistently in the 112s. And that is why he is a 4-time champion. And at this rate, he's on for his 5th championship. If he keeps up his form, this is gonna be, if he holds on to it, his 3rd win in a row. And unbeaten in the Super Formula Series so far. .113.2 that time. Let's see what Phil Taylor does. It's going to be a 114. But it looks like we're going to be seeing some stops very shortly. The fuel indicator has gone to red. Interesting green, big moment there. Yep. Breaking clays, you can see under pressure from J-Luke here. You can see a penalty for J-Luke, he's just having to get out of the throttle. Just a little track limit thing probably. But now it drops back, so whatever happened to braking clays, he's lost 5 seconds to Blizzard. And now J-Luke on for a good result here, P7. Haven't quite got any bouncing W Series cars today. Now, I reckon it'll be about another lap before we see Jamie in. And Phil Taylor pitted before him. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him in now. And in he comes. H-Racing Green going to continue on for another lap. Phil Taylor is in from P2. Looking at the lap times, H-Racing Green has been lapping quicker than Phil. So can he maybe get himself an undercut? Last stop of the race for Phil. Before we head into the last quarter of this race. Just keep an eye. Out he comes. And that's going to be it for the rest of the race for him. Lap 23 out of 35 completed. 12 laps to go. Jamie now. Lap time's kind of falling away from him now. 113.7 last time. Needs to get a fresh set of boots on. We're going to be seeing him in now. Keep an eye on the Lazarus car peeling to the pit lane. Or no, he continues on for another lap. So he wants to try something different and see. He's probably going to be still in the 112s here, 113.4. So he's continuing on for another lap. H-Racing Green in. So his battle is with Phil. So let's keep an eye on where H-Racing Green comes out. Let's watch as his team will go to work very shortly. Oh, Lambo almost spinning in the pit lane. Phil Taylor's on his way through the last 2 corners now. He's about to come through the last corner. He is going to get ahead of H-Racing Green. Unless he's released now. He's on his way over. Phil is already ahead. You can just see him there, but he's going to be quite close to him. The gap kind of remains the same. So Jamie 38 seconds ahead of Phil Taylor, and yeah, he's about to run out of fuel. If he doesn't come in now, he is going to run out of fuel. So in he comes from the race lead. And he's going to be comfortably ahead out in front if the stop goes well for him. 5 seconds the gap it should be. Phil, personal bests. Literally 0 litres of fuel in the car for Jamie. Lazarus boys ready and waiting. On go the new boots. So Phil approaching the last two corners now, throwing it through the second to last, into the last, and Jamie is almost a full straight ahead. The gap has increased even more to, by the looks of it, nearly 10 seconds. About 8 seconds. Fred Panda in. So the gap's 7.2. Well, just saw Phil Taylor make a mistake there. You can see Phil Taylor almost all of his overtake use. Jamie hasn't had to use it, since he's been out in front for the entire race. 10 laps to go. And nothing troubling the Englishman out front. You just see Phil Taylor with a 1:12.1 last time. So Jamie, got to start banging in the laps now. So the gap is 6.8. It has closed down. You can see Phil is pushing. 1:12.5. So Jamie now needs to get himself into the 1:12s, and he's using his overtake personal best in the first sector by 0.3 of a second. This is going to be a lap in the 1:11s, I think. Could he snatch fastest lap as well? It seems to be the story of this season. Phil Taylor grabbing pole position, losing out, and Jamie coming through, picking up the pieces and controlling the race. It appears to be what's happening. What's happened in the last race is going to happen again. And you can see, fastest middle sector of anybody from Jamie. That just shows you he is pushing hard. This is going to be, I think, the fastest lap of the race. Right here, let's keep an eye as he comes across the line. It's going to be a 1:11.1. He has smashed the fastest lap. And I believe, is that quicker than the... I will have a quick check. I believe that he's just gone faster than qualifying. Keep an eye. Keep an eye. It is. So I believe the pole time was a 1:11.5. So he's beaten that by 0.4 of a second in the race. Oh, never. Well, yeah. Yeah, it was a 1:11.5. So Jamie has gone quicker than the qualifying time in race trim. Just shows you the class of driver he is. See now, just went for fastest lap for the simple fun of it, just to say he got fastest lap. We haven't really seen a lot of action here. Fred Panda and J-Luke quite close together. Could see this might be our only on-track battle for the rest of the race. So Fred trying to challenge for P7. Personal best for him in the middle sector. So can he get past it? We'll wait and see. Phil kind of matching Jamie up front now. They both set 1:12.3s, literally within 0.08 of a second of each other last time. Phil getting the slight edge on him that time. Here Tracy Green 4.2 behind, is 13 seconds ahead of Blizzard, who's 8 seconds ahead of Lambo. J-Luke building a gap on Fred Panda now. He does not have any overtake left. So that's going to leave him vulnerable. Because Fred has some to use. Could be lining up a move here. Down the main straight if we can nail this last sector. Well, it cost us having a torrid time down in 9th place. Oh, Fred Panda going wide. That might compromise his chance. Down this main straight, you will see him using overtake, I'm sure. Does he use any? The personal best lap time. See, Phil Taylor is going quicker than our race leader, but it's not enough at this point. He's nearly half a second quicker than him on that lap, but Jamie doesn't need to push any harder. Phil does this time. It is going to be another 112. It's going to be a 112.6 versus a 112.7, so they're virtually identical. 5 laps to go. This battle is going to get interesting because Breaking Clays has all of a sudden dropped back into the clutches of J-Luke and Fred Panda. So can J-Luke snatch 6th place here? He hasn't got any overtake to use. But then again, not just Breaking Clays. Fred Panda's in the box seat here. J-Luke now looking for a way through. Here he comes up towards turn 1 on the grass as he runs up towards turn 1. Does he think about a move? He can if he wants to. So here he comes. Not able to get the run. Might have to think about it on the brakes. Into turn 3. Goes for a late move. Huge dive bomb from J-Luke. Does he get it stopped? Yes, he does. Breaking Clay's gonna come back. Don't seem very happy with him. Fred Panda now gonna make his way through. Have a think about a 2-in-1 maybe. Gets past J-Luke, using his overtake to try and get past Breaking Clays. Now he's on the inside. Breaking Clays defends that line. Fred Panda up the inside. Can he get it stopped? No. So Breaking Clays holds on. But that was a massive dive bomb from J-Luke there. He was never gonna get that stopped. But Breaking to keep himself ahead nonetheless. But he is going to be vulnerable now to Fred. But J-Luke now coming back at Fred. Fred defends. In through the last 2 corners now. We see Fred using any overtake, not on this straight, but he's getting a nice slipstream up towards turn 1. Have a think about a move on the brakes into turn 3. Breaking Clays goes wide. Here comes the overtake button from Fred Panda. Getting the slipstream towards turn 3. Moves to the outside line. Does he get it on the brakes? Breaking Clays will defend that. Fred Panda around the outside. Not going to be able to find any room. Jayla going to be able to come through maybe. No, Fred Panda once again going to have another go. With the overtake button. Moving to the outside line. On the brakes, can he go around the outside? He can try. Not quite. Runs wide. J-Luke now coming up towards it to have another. This is a brilliant battle for 6th place. There's nothing else going on around the field. So, I'll keep an eye on this great battle. J-Luke, here he comes on the inside of Fred. Fred defends. Jay's going to have to go around the outside of the last 2 corners. Very hard to do that, so he's not going to be able to do it there. Of J-Luke up the inside through the last corner. Fred's going to have to say no to that one. And he gets straight past again. Not long left now. 2 laps. This kind of battle seems to have calmed down. Fred seems to be holding on. Jamie, a lap and a half left. Let's keep an eye. I'll say a lap and a half, and there's 2 laps left. His battle continues. And Jay thinking about it. Oh, Jay having a go here. No overtake to use, so Fred Panda will defend with the overtake and stays ahead. Is he going to have it on the brakes? Not quite. Will he have to cut back and Jay back line? Fred able to hold on. Jamie on lap 34 now. Now he has a lap and a half to go. So this battle continues. Costa unfortunately is in the middle of nowhere. He has been lapped and continuing here. Let's keep an eye on this. Jailer having a go around the outside. No. 2 laps left of this. Nice little battle for 6th place. Fred goes through. Takes 6th away. Jailer's going to try and follow. Mistake from braking clays. He loses 2 positions in 1 corner. And Fred's finally made his way past. Now, any moves from guys behind Jailer? Is he going to think about a move on the inside? No. Ooh, almost collision. Almost a collision there. Meanwhile, Jamie on the last lap. Sheer domination once again. For the man who's about to take 3 wins from 3. This battle might go on to the last lap between Fred and J. Luke. It looks like Fred's got that secure for now. But anyways, here comes Jamie. 2 corners left to go. And he is completely unstoppable. Coming through the last corner, Jamie wins in the Red Bull Ring for his 3rd win in a row. Can he be beaten? He wins once again by 10 seconds over Phil Taylor, who takes P2 once again. H-Racing Green gonna get a podium out of this. He's gonna be happy with that, I think. Comes through to take 3rd place in this race. Blizzard on his way for P4. But between J-Luke and Fred, has it sorted itself out yet? Not quite. We've only got 1 sector to sort it out. So Blizzard across the line, 4th place. Only 10 seconds left. Looks like Fred's going to hold on to that. So that is going to be it. And Costa manages to steal fastest lap at the death. Lambo across the line, P5. And there's your confirmation result. Jamie wins again for the 3rd time in a row in Tier 1 of ILRGT. Can he be beaten? At this point, I don't think so. He's on for his 5th title. So that does it for us here for the 3rd round. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next week at the exact same time. Thank you, and goodbye.